Bear in mind, I've had two midterms today and I'm sick, so. Okay, so sexuality. I don't know why I felt like compelled to map everything out and explain it, but this is, I don't know. Okay, so sexuality, the way I see it, can be described in three general categories. There is sex, gender, and orientation. So we have sex, which is anatomical and physiological. You could either be an anatomical female or an anatomical male, or you could be intersex, which I think is the currently accepted term, but I could be wrong. There might be a new one. It was previously hermaphrodite, which is not acceptable to use anymore, and now I think lately it's intersex, which basically means you're born with ambiguous genitalia. Um, it's not immediately known just by looking what physical sex you are, but it could be indicative of a chromosomal disorder or something to that effect. But it's called having ambiguous genitalia. So you could either be anatomically female with a vagina, anatomically male with a penis, or have ambiguous genitalia and be called intersex. So that's sex. It's purely physical. It's purely what is between your legs. Gender, on the other hand, is something different. It can be looked at as something that is emotional or psychological. It is the role you choose to play in society, and it could also be seen as something you feel more spiritually. Um, your gender can be either female or male, or both, or neither, or somewhere in between. Gender can be broken down into two categories called cis and trans. Cis literally means, from Latin, on the same side, whereas trans means on the other side. And this is kind of interesting because if you are cisgendered, it means that your gender and your uh, physical sex line up. So if you identify as a female and you are anatomically female, you are considered cisgendered. Transgendered means that your gender and your physiological sex are kind of two opposing things. So you could be, let's say, anatomically a male, you could be a person with a penis, but as your gender, you identify as female, which would make you a transgendered female. I'm getting this right? Because you identify as female and the role you choose to take in society is that of a female. So although you're anatomically a male, um, that's kind of secondary to your gender because you identify as female. So you would consider yourself female regardless of your genitalia. And finally, orientation. Orientation is who you are emotionally and sexually attracted to. It could be men, women, or both men and women, or neither. Um, and that you kind of get into some really awesome, kind of like a rainbow of labels. You can be heterosexual, homosexual, bisexual, asexual, pansexual. I mean, it goes on. Queer. The way I see it is sex is what's in between your legs, gender is what's in between your ears, and orientation is what's in your heart. So if you take me, for example, I am an anatomical female, which means I was born with a female genitalia, so my sex is female. I also, for my gender, um, I'm female, so I identify with the female gender role. So that makes me cisgendered. And my orientation, I'm heterosexual because I'm not interesting enough to really be anything else. So that would make me a heterosexual, cisgendered female, which is just boring, vanilla, run of the mill, really uninteresting. But that's okay. That's okay. It's okay to be straight. It's okay. Or at least I have to keep telling myself. So yeah, I felt like talking about queer theory today. I hope I did a decent job explaining it, and I hope I got most of it right. If you have any corrections or amendments, let me know in comments because it's important to get these things right. Ooh, also, if you guys want to suggest a topic or ask a question, whether it's to any of us individually or the entire channel as a whole, you could always email us or ask us a question on Facebook, email us or comment on the Facebook page, or you could do it anonymously on what's the thing? Formspring. I'll put the links below. So yeah, go crazy.